Hello friends, Silas here, and today we're going to be talking about the Sigma 14-24mm f2.8 DGDN art lens. I've had this lens for about 6 months now, and it has been an absolute workhorse. Let's quickly go over the specs so that we can get that out of the way first. The lens comes in at a price of around 1900 Canadian or $12.99 US. This wide-angle zoom lens comes with a focal range of 14mm to 24mm and boasts an aperture of f2.8. The lens weighs around 1,140 grams or 2.5 pounds. It has an autofocus and manual focus toggle switch on the lens and an autofocus lock, or AFL for short, button that can also be customized to tailor towards personal preference. The lens has an excellent build quality, featuring both a metal and plastic exterior, and the rubber zoom and focus rings feel very smooth and have just the right amount of resistance to them. When you are zooming in or out, the barrel of the lens moves in and out internally. As you may have already noticed, the lens hood is a part of the lens. That means that you can't use conventional ND filters. If you look at the rear, there is a small switch you can flick back and forth where you can place rear ND filters and lock them in place. Now this lens is my go-to lens when it comes to filming real estate property because it gives me the flexibility to shoot interior and exterior shots open wide at 14 or a little bit closer at 24mm for just a little bit more detail shots. The Sigma 14-24 is not only a great lens for capturing properties, but also a great tool for filmmakers to help them establish their stories. The lens is amazing at capturing landscapes and creating establishing shots that can help start or enhance a storyline. To demonstrate, I wanted to put the Sigma 14-24mm to use, so I went out, shot some footage, and compiled some B-roll into a short video for you to see and to showcase the video capabilities of this lens. I hope you enjoy. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's pretty rare for Vancouver Island to get so much snow for such a long duration of time. Now, coming back to the Sigma 14-24mm, let's talk about some positives of the lens. The build and feel of the lens is spectacular, and I love using the focus and zoom rings. Trust me, when you find a lens with good rubber rings, you get addicted playing with them. The focal range is plenty, and I've never really thought that I needed anything wider than 14mm. I know that Sony has their own variant in the G Master lens of 12-24, but while you do get the 2 extra millimeters, it comes in at a whopping price of around 4,000 Canadian or 2,998 USD, which is 2 times the price of the Sigma lens, coming in at 1,900 Canadian or around 1,300 USD. Having the f2.8 aperture has come in clutch in so many occasions for me. Many properties that I film are not always lit up very well, or the weather doesn't allow for much light to come into the building. Being able to have any extra bit of light has been such a blessing in disguise for me. Because the zooming of the lens is done internally, I've never really had to rebalance my gimbal when it comes to filming properties because the shift in weight is very minimal. Having the ability to go as wide as 14mm makes vlogging easy. Here's a side-by-side comparison of what vlogging at 14mm looks like versus what vlogging at 24mm looks like. Now, I absolutely adore this lens, but there are 2 issues that I have with it. Let's talk about some things to keep in mind if you're looking to purchase this lens. This lens is heavy. I've never had any complaints when it comes to filming properties, as I'm usually just putting it onto a gimbal, but I can't say the same if you're looking to vlog with this. Having to hold up 2.5 pounds of weight doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but when you're holding your camera, your lens, and any other accessories that you may have attached to your camera, it starts to wear you down. The last issue is the placement of the ND filter. While most lenses allow for filters to be put in front of the glass, the Sigma 14-24mm requires users to place it in the rear mount area. This means that if you want to change the strength of the ND filter, you will have to remove the lens, remove the ND filter, and then change it to your desired strength, put the filter back in, put the lens back on, and then continue to film again. A pretty tedious task. Having an ND filter is supposed to make your life more convenient, and with the Sigma 14 to 24, it really makes it more of a hassle, and a lot of the times I find that I don't really even put the ND filters in, I just push up my aperture. But with that being said, when you push up the aperture, you also lose any little bit of depth of field that you may want in your composition or your shot if you have to push it up higher and higher to compensate for maybe a bright environment or a situation. Overall, this is a fantastic option for filmmakers who need a versatile wide-angle zoom lens despite its heaviness and unfortunate ND filter mechanic. This lens has served me well, and if you're in the market for a wide-angle zoom lens, I highly recommend it. For the price that you pay, this is the best bang for buck option that you can get right now. Thank you very much for watching my review of the Sigma 14 to 24mm lens. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you have any comments for me, please comment down below and I can hopefully address them and answer your questions for you. If you want to see more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel and then hitting the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes out. Well, that's it for today. Thank you again very much for watching the video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.